don't know which one.
I just muted myself. Good evening.
Well,
What's up,
20
y'all?
years later, after
Oh,
the
yeah, we run a
vasectomy
little-
Just a while back,
conversation,
just a
the
little back.
stalker conversation.
Hey,
I
we on live now.
mean,
I don't know how long you've been on there.
a good
hey.
little minute.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, yeah. Well, you keep that conversation in house. Then we just talking. Oops. Let me undo. Go ahead. Start with the intro.
Well, as I'm sitting here thinking about this, right? I can't hear shit.
I thought you. Oh, you need to hear what they saying.
I can't hear nothing.
Let me get you because
Unless we just go.
no, I can get you another set of earbuds where you can plug directly into there. That way you
I
can
can do
hear.
that. I can do that. I can do
Let
that.
me- okay, go ahead and do the intro. Or and then
Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. We are live from Q Studio, which I don't even know if he's got a name to it quite yet, but here we are. Sorry, we're a little bit late, but we are messing around with some stuff, playing around, having a good Tuesday. So welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. Thanks for tuning in and, just hanging out while we clearly start this a little bit late tonight. We may have some technical issues. So if there's some audio issues or whatever, definitely put us in the comments or put it in the comments so we can follow up. We are, like I said, we're playing around with some shit, just trying to see what we can do over here, having some fun on Tuesday night. So welcome to the show. We've got another Pick a Post going for tonight. Pick a Post is, of course, one of our favorites where we just literally go through the Facebook group page and we just pick posts and whatever is interesting, we're going to talk about it. So if you've got some posts that you want to talk about, of course, highlight some of them and then we'll talk about it. And that's pretty much what we're going to do tonight. Let's see, we were not here last week. So, we're coming up on the end of the year. Give us some topic suggestions. We are always asking for some topic suggestions, but hopefully we'll be able to get an in-person going really soon. We did talk about wanting to do an in-person before the year was over. So hopefully we'll still be able to do one of those. But in the meantime, who knows? We may play around with some in-studio type stuff or whatever. But we're here. Got a good conversation tonight. We won't go too late. Obviously, we're starting late. Q is looking for some headphones for me because I can't hear anything that's happening right now. So Jocelyn, just don't even talk right now. But thank you for being here because I can't hear nothing. But if you're interested in joining the conversation tonight, obviously the rules are the same and the instructions are always the same. If you go to the Facebook Free Thinkers group page, at the very top, it's pinned and there's a StreamYard link. You just click on that. That will bring you directly into the live panel. If you're not interested in being part of the live panel conversation, and you want to just engage with us in the comment section, obviously you can do that on either the Facebook stream or the YouTube channel. So you can comment and engage with us over there in the live section, and we will engage over there as best as we can with the comment section. So if you are watching us in the comments, let us know who's there. Oftentimes, if you don't have your permission set up with Facebook and your phone and StreamYard, it will just call you Facebook user if you're commenting on any of the Facebook streams. So we don't know sometimes who it is. Over on the YouTube channel, it seems to not have that issue. So if you're commenting on our YouTube channel, it will show who you are and what your profile picture is. But if your thing is coming up as Facebook user, let us know it's you so that we know who we're talking to. And that's pretty much it. So pick a post. Any post that you have seen on the Facebook group page over the last weeks, months, whatever.
You got some that you got picked already?
I didn't even got that far
really?
yet. So, I do have a little collective list, of course, that because I've posted a bunch of shit lately. So I do have a few collective things I thought of.
For you.
All right. Well, thank you. Did you have a chance?
Well, it's too far it'll be hard for them to reach. I could plug it into there, but but you know what?
Go for it. Let's see what happens.
I don't know. Let me try.
Let's see what happens.
Q, can you hear me?
Say so.
Okay, testing.
But
you don't hear nothing? Oh, man, that ain't working yet. I don't know why. Oh, well, if you ain't hearing nothing, then you probably want to plug it in yours. I don't know why.
I'm not hearing nothing.
Why? Nope. I don't know what it is. You should be hearing something because I usually always. I can always hold on. Let me try. Hear something now?
Yep, that's perfect.
Yeah, but that's the one I use.
Yo, Nikki.
Hold on.
Thanksgiving.
It's crazy.
Happy late Thanksgiving.
See, now I feel like I'm yelling. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
If I get super tired.
Am I allowed to make jokes? Because y'all know y'all sound old as hell over here.
Oh,
trying
okay.
to get some headphones.
Look, if you see all these
that's
buttons
up
and
to you.
knobs and
So,
shit.
You can just plug that into
Look.
your laptop if you feel like it's reaching too far.
It is
over there.
reaching.
Yeah. So then you can just plug that into your laptop and then you ain't gonna hear it either. I mean, you ain't gonna hear that extra feedback. We squeeze in here. I'm about to push Jaslyn in the little box. I'm gonna figure this out. Okay, that's a little better, I suppose.
Wait a minute. Why is it?
It's echoing.
And we got more technical. We're getting all this stuff cleaned up at the end of the year. So we go into the beginning of the year, we have it fixed
Right.
already.
Okay.
Oh, did you go over all the basics?
I did.
Okay, so anybody want to start first with a post that they've picked out? I'm just now seeing your comment, Jaslyn.
Damn, I got a delay.
I mean, it just felt a little intrusive, and I was like, I don't think they know that I can hear them.
Like I feel like it's
So,
fine
just in case y'all said anything, you didn't want anyone else to know. So,
well, thank you for trying at least. I probably wouldn't say. I just would have sat there and be like, I'm about to get all this tea right here.
the tea was hot. I did see a couple of interesting posts.
Okay.
I feel like there is just such a movement of like, it's just real popular right now for men to say stuff about what it takes to be a real woman and for women to say stuff about.
Do you have a specific post? I want to see this.
I feel like there is a particular post talking about how in order to be a real woman, you needed to have a certain type of dress in a certain quantity. And I just was kind of like, that ain't, and speaking as someone who does have, I have an array. Okay. It's not just 4 or 5 of,
she said array. She had multiple gowns.
Oh,
like I
see your Instagram page every once in a while.
So even as someone who wasn't personally butthurt by so if I don't have it, I'm not a real woman. It's just like, why?
Hold on. Okay, so let me get this straight. So the post was saying if you don't have at least 4
conservative,
I think it said conservative evening gowns was the language.
As opposed to
skanky
club, strip club, bopper gear, basically.
Which I love me a good skanky club dress.
Yeah, that's how I read that.
If the occasion arises where I need to be a skank in a club. However, I just don't feel like it's up to a man to say what qualifies a woman. And I don't feel like it's up to a woman to say what qualifies a man. If you have your personal preference for a romantic partner, that's one thing. But you can't be like, you're not a real woman if, or you're not a real man if.
Well, and to be fair, he didn't say that that was the metric of male, a real woman or not. But I did. Because you see those comparisons made repeatedly, right? And really what it turns into is this is a real woman versus this is not a real woman. Or in one person's eyes, this is what a real woman is, or this is what a real woman isn't. And so to your point, I've made a very conscious effort to not tell men what men's supposed to do or what a real man is, because really what I think a real man is that's just like you said, that's my perspective. That's what I like. That doesn't mean that to you, that's what a real man is, or to Q, that's what a real man is, or to any other person that's what a real man is. But to use it as first of all, it gets posted to free thinkers. And it gets posted to free thinkers as the conversational debate style type of place, right?
Mhm.
So the issue I had wasn't the fact that somebody has a preference, because that's cool. Like I have a
It
preference.
was
too.
don't say nothing if you don't qualify.
Don't say nothing if you ain't got no dresses, baby. What the fuck? Where did you think you posted this to?
I mean, you can make the request. And
You can
you know,
make
hold
the
on.
request.
You know, my first thought was,
You're right. You can, and he
you
did.
know what?
You
But
can
my
say, I
very
want to
first thought
hear
when I
from
saw
the
that,
women
because I'm like, I ain't got
who-
to comment on that. But my very first thought was, I'm like, you know, this is free thinkers, right?
Like this probably
Where
wasn't the
do
audience
you know in
for
free
that
thinkers where
conversation.
people just not gonna get a opinion? I'm like, that's
That's the
interesting.
opposite of the point of this group. Yeah.
Literally, that's what we do.
And not, besides the point of the group, just the vibe of the group. We gonna talk that stuff. So I'm like, I don't know how you think that ain't nobody, but I'm like, hey, that was just my first thought. But then second thought, like, okay, I am. You know what? But then let me say this. One of my slight pet peeves is, and this is just a small pet peeve, when a person on Facebook, they like, fellas, I have a question. If X, Y, and Z, this and this and that, and then a bunch of women start chiming in. I'm like, really? Y'all can't hit the
Right.
But it
right.
goes both ways. So for somebody be like, ladies, I got a question. If such, and then men want to jump in, or you know, parents, people with children. And then you get a bunch of single people jumping in, or single people jumping in about. I'm like,
what am I even talking to you?
now
They're
I do feel that, you know, hey, you put it out there, then anybody come if they want. But I mean, like, do you not have any restraint, or what makes you so compelled to speak about something where people not asking your opinion? I don't know, but that was just my thought, and then I kept it moving.
Hey, the group's called Free Thinkers, and that's what he freely thought.
Okay, so hold on. Let me go here, Jess. Let me ask you this: when you saw it, because I was trying to pull it, I was gonna pull it up and get it in there, but that didn't sound right. But anyway.
I just had it up too.
What was your thought towards the intent of the post? Because I know the post is asking a question, but then typically it's like, why are you asking this? What is your reason behind this? Like, what did you think the intent behind the post was, in your opinion?
To start some drama. I don't see what else could be the point. The only other thing I'm like, maybe he wants to see who has the type of vibe that he's going for romantically. But Free Thinkers isn't the place to girlfriend shop. So
hey, if you single, everywhere is the place. Hold on. Why wouldn't it be? If you want,
why wouldn't it be?
I would want a free thinking person, somebody. And hold on, let me go a step further. This would be the place where people will and can and will give their honest, unadulterated opinion. And this may be the best opportunity for you to see how people really feel, really think, and how hard they really go when they may not go that hard in other spaces. So I would say that Free Thinkers would be a space for you to find your boo thing or go fishing if that was the case. Anyway.
Okay, I think I'm biased in this just because I'm an OG Joe's Coffee Shop person, and I know what happens when people in the group date each other, and I'm just like, just don't do that, just don't. However, I see what you're thinking, where you're like, okay, this is better quality of candidates than like Tinder. I get what you're saying.
Better quality candidates than Tinder.
You know, it's like LinkedIn job searching versus like Facebook ads. I understand what you're saying. However, I just wouldn't personally muddy the waters like that. You know, like you don't. What do they say?
You acting like we in church. Talking about who don't want to
I'm
muddy
trying to
the
remember
water.
what the saying is. It's something like you don't eat where you shit or something like that. Don't shit where you eat. That's how I feel about it.
Okay. Listen, I encourage everyone. You find love where you find it. Free thinking is a place of love and debate.
We need a free thinkers matchmaking
Free thinking is
service
a place
now.
of love and war. Just think you can find.
I mean, literally, the last, and he says, no need to answer if you don't. This is not to start a heavy debate. And so, you know,
it's not.
I didn't give a fuck about what one man's perspective is about what he wants a woman to wear or not, what's in her closet or not. Like, that's cool. You can like whatever the fuck you like, right? But the whole trying to see something, no need to answer if you don't. This is not to start a heavy debate. Yes, it is. That is absolutely passive.
And that was the other thing. Like,
fucking passive. That's a lie. It is absolutely to start a heavy debate.
It's like you're not trying to start a heavy debate on free thinkers. Like,
and you want to talk about women?
Trying to
Come on
see
now.
who your next boo is, or you're trying to see who you qualify as a real woman. It has to be one of the two.
And it isn't even a metric of a real woman. I wish somebody would tell me I'm not a real fucking woman because I don't have a ball gown in my closet. I wish you would stand up next to me and tell me I don't. You know what I'm saying?
And not even just one. He wants you to have 4+.
And it wasn't even coming from a space of, you know, because the first thing that's going to be said is, oh, well, you know, you just feel attacked. I don't feel attacked. I feel like this is some bullshit, actually. I'm just calling out the fact that you had the nerve to put it here.
Yeah.
When you have thousands of women that you have access to on your own personal page, you could have posted over there and got a plethora of, you know, a range of women that could have possibly responded to that for your very strange inquiry that people have been emailing me or messaging me asking me, does he just want like women to post pictures of themselves in gowns? I'm like, no, I'm sure that's not it. This is just some weird ass fucking shit that he's not responding to. So I'm glad that you mentioned that today because that was on my head. That was on my mind.
You seeing this message in the chat? Because I've been looking at it, you know.
No,
need to start with Ike Buddy.
Oh, that was older. I don't know who that came from.
Like, okay, first of all, you need to change your name from Facebook user. But second of all, y'all know who
just tell us who you are. That's
right?
a default thing that comes up.
You know who they're talking about, right?
This was earlier. I'm not sure who they're talking about because this was before we actually brought up the conversation.
You know, homeboy that paid opposite of Michael B. Jordan in Creed 3.
Yes.
That's who they're talking about.
Okay.
So he's in court right now up on domestic violence charges. And homegirl, the white girl, just played a message or a recording of him telling her that she needed to be more like Coretta Scott King or Michelle Obama.
I did hear about that.
That's what he said to her?
That's what he said to her, and she played the recording in open court to support.
Man, leave Jonathan Majors alone. I like him as an actor. Just let him. Let people have that crazy kink. He's a little weird. Okay, just leave it alone. All of the best actors are a little weird.
Thing is,
Johnny
like,
Depp,
does this actually support a DV claim, or is it just weird behavior? Is it just, you know, like it definitely is weird. I think we can all agree that asking a white girl to be more like two black historical figures, basically. Michelle ain't dead yet, but she
I need to see that in context before I make a decision about that.
It's not like that. We don't have access to the recording. She played it in an open court, and the court reporters wrote it up in an article.
I still need to hear the context. I'm like Dave Chappelle was when he was like, look, I need to.
But I don't feel like it supports a domestic violence claim. I don't feel like him being a weirdo and asking you to
was that what she was saying to support the domestic violence? That he told her she needed to be
trying
more
to make
like
the connection. She played the recording in like as part of discovery. Like they're presenting their case against him for domestic violence, and she played it.
Well, and what? So I'm reading an article right now on Complex, and it basically defines. It uses the words. Jonathan Majors' ex claims he told her to be like Coretta Scott King or Michelle Obama. Demanded total compliance. Demanded total compliance. I mean, does that mean that somebody's beating you up? No, it doesn't mean somebody's beating you up.
Listen, hold on.
You might got some interesting ways about you. I don't doubt that at all.
But then let me say this on top of that. Sometimes, when you jump in 2 or 3 different tax brackets, then he's like, yo, babe, we got to start moving different. Move the stuff we was doing before. We can't do that same stuff.
Of course.
Do you think Savannah James don't walk in compliance?
Right. Yeah, sure. And you have to
submission
know
is
your
a
place. You
big
got to know your
thing
role in
right
that type of
now. It's
position.
the big hot topic. The be a submissive, be my piece type of whatever. That look, I'm not in support of being nobody's piece without a ring. You over here biting your tongue, and ain't what for what?
Oh, hold on. Is this the one or this? Is this some? I can't see my whatchamacallit too late. I'm trying to see if I put it on there. I'm trying to show it. How come I
You need
can't
your readers, old man.
Oh, you know what? I think I put it in the background instead of the whatchamacallit. Oh, so it's all in the background. Ain't gonna be able to see. Okay, so let me just read it anyway. I wanted to. How did because first of all, I didn't read all the way through it. When it said it wasn't talking to me, I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna keep going. Okay, so it says,
Are we talking about the dress still?
yes.
Oh,
How
okay.
many women?
The
How many women in here have? And this is Tyranny Johnson, fellow free thinker. What up, Tyranny? If you see this or hear this, jump in, chime in, give a comment,
on in here, T-Double.
or tap on in here like you do sometimes. Because I like people actually being in to help give us context when they put stuff up.
Right.
But if you're not on, then I still don't mind talking about you while you're not here. Much love and respect. I don't look.
I mean, hey, appreciate the topic.
Yeah.
Shit.
So I was like, and I'm going back to my free thinking, objective mindset. So I'm blocking out everything y'all just said to me in the last 5 minutes I'm listening. How many women in here have at least 4 long flowing evening and dining gowns? Not short, cut, showing thighs, club wear, high slits, etc. But something you could wear to meet a high level government official that you don't have to just buy for the event, but have right now. Trying to see something. No need to answer if you don't. This is not.
Maybe he has an event with a high level ranking official and he was looking for a date.
He has plenty of women.
Yeah, see, that could
he has
be.
plenty of women he can choose from in that
Hold on,
category.
it could be. Well,
There's plenty he has access to. So
it
that
could
would meet that criteria. He wouldn't need to come to Free Thinkers.
that
I'm telling you, I know.
I'm not privy to that information, so I'm staying objective. It could have been like, hey.
I mean, if you have 5,000 followers on your page, you don't have to be privy to nothing to know. You got access.
Hold on.
You got access.
Maybe he posted it to all of his personal page and his group pages. Let me just post it all around here and let me see if there's someone qualified. I'm not privy to that information.
That's the first thing I did. I went to go look. I said, Pagos?
I'm not privy to that information.
I went to look just to make sure. Are you asking all the women or just free thinker women? I just want to double check, right? And I checked first. I did.
So trying to see something. No need to answer if you don't. This is not it. It's
freaking ears.
But then still, like, why do they need to have more than 4? It's just I'm just very confused.
Oh yeah, you know what? So then it probably wasn't just to go to one specific. Yeah, if you asking about 4,
unless like he's on the same thing with Jonathan Majors and he needs to approve the outfit, so he need options. He said, I need.
Or maybe it's a filtering process to say, okay, who I'm trying to see what type of women value uncommon occasions. Which going to like a governor's ball would be an uncommon occasion, but are you prepared? And and let me say this: if I'm playing devil's advocate,
I have one for that.
There's plenty of women and men who will also ask that question about how many men right now have 4 or 5 different suits that you can use that can go to a job interview or that can go to. Do you have your? I've heard people talk about you have your own tuxedo to where you don't have to.
But are you any less of a man if you don't have one? Are you any less qualified to? Could you go get a suit?
Less of a man, no, but
you know?
less qualified for certain things, possibly.
But does that
time out because that would be a
don't
man
have 4 or more suits that are a nice suit as opposed to, let's say, a secondhand.
Not
suit.
as a human, but as a man in a competitive world.
Oh Lord.
Not less, but it could be a sign that you're not up to par.
With
Yes,
what?
with oh shoot, my camera fell down. Like not up to par with being prepared for opportunity.
Okay, but
So,
can
for
I
instance,
also
if somebody
that-
invited me to a governor's ball and said, "Hey, Q, we got a governor's ball tomorrow. Can you make it?" And if I don't have man, so this, let me see which way. And if I'm about to put this up top in a second. And maybe if I don't have what I need to be prepared for, then I may miss out on an opportunity. But go ahead, Justin.
I was gonna say it's different you being a man and asking other men that question, like trying to put them on, maybe trying to give them advice, be prepared so that when opportunity knocks, you can take advantage of the opportunity. And I said that to say when I saw the post, Terry's gender neutral name or whatever name was gender neutral name. So at first I thought it was a female asking the question, and my attitude about the response was completely different. Cause I'm like, she's trying to put these young girls on, like you need to stay strapped just in case.
So then it would have been
so then the attitude was different, which goes back to my original point of it's trendy right now for men to scrutinize women and women to scrutinize men. But like all of it's some bullshit. You can't tell me what it takes to be a real woman if you were not born with a uterus.
See, that's something that I have issues with that. That's matter of fact, that's what one of the things.
You could have as many issues as a magazine. I said what I said.
My last major issue that I had with somebody dealt in a similar space because they basically was saying that a white person wasn't able to speak on black issues.
No, that's different. You can speak on issues. You can be an advocate. You can be an ally. You cannot tell me.
An issue with white people not being able to speak up.
I have an issue on free thinkers, someone thinking because they are not the group itself, they don't have the right to have an opinion about the group. I feel in free thinkers, everyone has a right to have an opinion about everything.
Sure.
An opinion,
sure. Necessarily have the right to interject.
Yes.
I think that there are some
absolutely.
I think there are some things that have
lines.
I think that there are exceptions to the rules. And I think that in that space, I think there's most spaces where white people don't have the position to speak on black things. You may have an opinion of something, but I don't never speak for or because I'm not. I can speak my experience.
Well, you can't speak for us, but you can give an opinion
based
on your perspective.
Right.
Or not even experience, just your perspective, how you view a thing from your eyes. You have a right to have an opinion.
Yeah,
on
but
it.
when it comes to a white
and
versus
that's
black,
right.
Yes, you do.
White people see things differently. So you can have an opinion and you can speak from your perspective.
That's what I'm saying. You see things differently.
Perspective is literally a fucking white, nothing but a white.
Right.
Perspective.
You have the right to, that's your perspective, and you have a right to voice it.
Yeah, I think you need to. I think you need to.
That's a line. There's a line there.
No, I disagree. So, hey, listen, let me tell you something.
White people, listen. Listen, white people, listen.
Let me tell you.
Listen to Nikki.
Sometimes just shut the fuck up. That's all we gotta do.
Because it ain't about you.
It is not.
Hold on, but Nikki and Justin, on the Free Thinkers platform.
I get that.
You can have an opinion. I understand what you're saying.
Everywhere out there where you can't give your opinion and maybe you don't need to give your opinion.
There's a line.
Give your opinion here.
Sure that.
No.
Giving your perspective.
Jasmine and Nikki are doing right now.
And
we have the right to drag you for that opinion.
Qualifier of someone else's experience that you will never ever relate to. There's a difference between giving your perspective and qualifying someone. As a white person, you cannot tell me what qualifies me to be a real black person. As a man, you cannot tell me what it qualifies to be a real woman. That you just you can't.
How did you get that in this? I didn't get that from this post though. That's what I'm saying.
I guess from the further comments and stuff, it just was very much giving like you needed to get it together if you as a woman do not have this.
Well, just
is that what that? I guess that when you written into it,
I didn't get you're just not going to be the woman that's going to be called upon.
That was my perspective. That's how I received it. That's
And you got a right to voice that opinion, Jocelyn.
that's
I will
how I
fight for
read
your
it.
right to voice that opinion. Yeah, I didn't.
As a man, I was raised that amongst the village of women, I should be able to speak my perspective of what I think a real woman should be. I disagree with you, but go off.
No, I feel like you should be able to give your opinion your opinion and perspective of women, of men, black and white, because you don't have to be that thing. You still live in a world. I'm not white, but I live in a world with white people. So I'm going to have a perspective, and based off that perspective, I'm going to form an opinion. So, and everybody has one. So why would you not have the right to voice it?
So
that don't make sense.
you have an opinion on what makes a white person a valid white person?
Yeah. And no, I'm saying no, I'm not. I'm really not. And if you go down the line, I'm consistent with this. You have the right. I have the right to voice that, and so do you. And I also have the right to get dragged for ignorant.
That part. Okay, I'm with you.
But I don't disagree with that either. I'm not gonna step on the neck. Oh no, be nice. No, they said it. Hey.
Okay, I'm with you now.
As
a man,
my friend,
you can say what qualifies as a real woman, and I can tell you that you're full of shit when you say it.
My friend Edward, wherever you at, jump back on. I mean, we had a meeting a while ago, and he went out there, and then people start having an opinion about him. Like, I ain't jump in when you said it. I ain't gonna jump in when they said it. That's just gonna be what it is.
No, you can have preferences.
But I think learning comes from that. So that's where I'm at with it.
Are we ready to move on from this post?
Not at all.
You can have preferences. It's okay to have preferences. We all have preferences. Like DK said, maybe he's using it as a filtering system. I'm sure. I'm absolutely, that's what that has to be, right? But I don't know. I guess for me, I guess for me, in seeing a post like that of that nature, with the words that were chosen and the way that it was said, there was a lot that wasn't said. And I think that's the part that most of the women who have commented on this, whether it's on the page or to me personally, have felt, is that there was so much more to this than just wanting to know like how many women have long dresses, and it just sure. and that's cool, right? But like what I think bothered me, I guess if bother is the right word, what bothered me is that you don't think motherfuckers see that? This 2023, we leaving this bitch. We coming into 2024 with nothing but 100% honesty and transparency with everybody. You don't think that wasn't seen? You don't think that people didn't see that? Like, just know that people see shit. You can say whatever you want. You can put it wherever you want to. You can phrase it however you want to. You can quantify or not. But people see. People see. So that's cool. Posts like that are what they are. But I was like, I saw that and I was like, man, I hope somebody says something about this so I don't have to come off looking like this fucking bitch all the time. But like,
I don't think you look like a bitch. I think you just have a very strong sense of bullshit, and when your bullshit meter go off, you like to
because I really be trying to stay really out of conversations that I don't really have any business to be in. But that was posted to free thinkers. That was posted asking women,
and you freely thought that was bullshit, and that's your right, queen.
Yeah, no, it is all right. Yeah, as long as ain't nobody pressing me to answer or anything like that, then I'm like, I can take it at face value without digging in if you're not pressing me or someone to answer a certain. Now, if you just ask a simple general question and someone gives you a simple general answer, okay, now you got your answer.
But he just
now the thing that throw me off though is when people I'm just asking. I got a simple general question.
But it wasn't simple. It wasn't general.
But then they keep giving these follow-up questions that's trying to lead you to a certain. I'm like, all right, so what are you trying to get at now? Mm-hmm. I gave you a simple answer to a simple question.
What are you really trying to say?
But when you keep with the follow-up questions, like trying to lead me, where are you trying to get to?
Yeah, it was weird. That was weird.
Okay. Well, yeah, we hit 9 o'clock. We can go to another. If someone got another topic or thing that stood out to them.
I just, Jasmine, did you have anything that you wanted to comment on?
Oh, I was gonna say, there was a TikTok that went viral Oh
So,
gosh, it's
man.
still going. There was a TikTok that went viral of a woman that's pretty popular on TikTok, basically saying that it's better to have a white following than a black following
Oh, I didn't see that.
because, and it got so bad. She got canceled so fast. Her comments are off. And what made it worse for her was she named other black creators that, in her opinion, are only successful because they have a white following.
Damn.
So then those other black creators, specifically one, her name is Jackie Ina. I've been following her forever. She's one of the OG, like, got on YouTube when it first launched. Like, if she had launched stock instead of just making videos, she'd be a billionaire by now.
Hmm.
So she's one of the OGs and very much was like, she's the reason that a lot of our makeup companies have wider shade ranges now because she advocated for black people, black women, da 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 da. So then this woman is basically discrediting all of that, and it's just like, no, you're only popular because white people follow you. It just
So
it
I
was
don't,
not
I haven't seen the story in depth, but based off of what you said, there is a lot of truth to that. What percentage? I don't know. Maybe 40, maybe 60, maybe 70. I hate when, again, we're in a trigger society
we are.
and people, oh, they're pitting white against black, and then automatically now you didn't jumped on the side. When the truth is, if you look at it mathematically, especially if you're speaking about America or people who patron the internet, it's true, or there's a lot of truth to it. The biggest
Well.
people. Hold on, let me back up. Let me say this again, and we've known this for the longest time. The biggest, most successful rappers who rap the blackest of the black music were selling 75 to 80% of their sales came from white people. And there's plenty of people who were just as good, but they didn't have that same white following, so they were not going to receive the same level of monetary success. That's just mathematics and basic business. But we get triggered every time somebody says it's better to have white followers than black. No, there's a lot of truth to that, as long as you're talking about in the right context. I get so.
But she didn't though, Q. That's the whole thing. So, like, okay.
She should mean it. It's true.
No, I'm saying she didn't. You said as long as she talks about it in the right context. She did not. You're talking about from the fact that black people make up 14% of America. Right, obviously, right. If you have an only black following, you're not going to get as far as if you have a mixed following. That was not what the post was giving. She even ended the video by saying, because black people don't support black people. So basically saying that, like, you going to be broke if only black people, if you're depending on black people to fund you. And that
she white or black?
Huh?
She white or black?
She's black, but she's very suburban black girl. You know, it just
suburban black, so that's why, because they don't look, they don't look at her as authentic. That's still a lot of truth to what you're saying.
That because in her apology video, she reworded it, and it was coming from the same place you were coming from. Like, it's better to have a mixed following, cater to everyone so you can become more mainstream. Made perfect sense. But the way that she went about it in the original video that went viral was it was giving anti-black.
So her tone was
I don't think she was wrong. It's just you got to be careful. You got a following over 100,000 people. You got to be careful how you words.
You're a business owner. She know.
Yeah, you just gotta be like influencer. And me as an influencer, I know how quickly stuff can be taken out of context so quickly. You have to be careful how you say stuff. And while her point was correct, her approach was wrong. And a lot of black people followed her. So now you over here.
Hey, listen. If me and Nikki ever blow up, we're gonna get canceled so quick. Because ain't gonna be no apology. Listen.
Ain't gonna be no apology.
What I said.
What she said, what she said.
Worded it, what I said. And it made a lot more sense. The energy, what she said was not wrong. How she said it was dumb.
If you didn't understand what I said, come get on live. This is the link.
Tierra,
I'm trying to get on.
Is Tierra, is the StreamYard link not working for you, Tierra?
You got to get off Facebook. You have to go to the StreamYard one. But yeah, so she ended up apologizing. Jackie Aina actually stitched the video on TikTok and was basically talking about, basically saying, yes, you're right. In order to grow, like eventually you're going to have to reach multiple audiences. However, it's not just Black people that have to expand past their own audience. White people can not only cater to white people. Mexicans cannot.
Yes, they can. Who said that? They lying.
They can't, because
if you got a good, strong white following, you all right.
Yeah, because
and even Hispanic. If Hispanics get a good, strong Hispanic following, they all right.
So it's just Black people.
You can't be 14% of the population. What's that?
It's just Black people that can't stick to just us.
Yeah.
That's a lie, Q. Think about the most people. Bad, when you go to a Mexican restaurant, do you see mostly Mexicans in there?
Yes.
No, it's the white people.
No.
Depends on which Mexican restaurant you go to.
I don't know what
the main you go to Tex-Mex shit.
Mexican I got in Houston, but in Austin.
No, if you want to grow past a certain threshold,
it's not all Mexicans.
Not just be with your own people. If you want to get past that certain mark where you publicly traded and all of that, you just can't cater to your own people.
If you're white, then that's all you got to do.
If you're white, sure. Okay. I'll give you that one. I'll concede on that one. If you're any other minority, you can't just stick to your own unless you just want to be
okay, so this is the
place
trick
on the block.
This is the trick though, Jocelyn, when it comes to Hispanic, Mexicans or Hispanic, even though I know they're not exactly the same, but saying it from I'll just say Mexicans when we in Texas, because that's primarily they're not just limited to the Mexicans in Texas or America. They have a whole country behind them too that they can be backed by.
So you're talking about businesses that are like product based, can be purchased online.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not even then. They're not just limited to and that's because that's part of the problem. Like white people are connected with white people. Mexicans can be connected with American Mexicans and actually people from Mexico. Black people don't have the same connection with Africans, and Africans don't support us either. So it ain't like I'm about to, patron this business to them up.
Call BS on that one as Mrs. Jocelyn Kwayu. Not necessarily.
She's very
you not qualified, and that's why I'm telling you ain't qualified to say that.
And she got long dresses. God damn it!
You know what? She ain't qualified.
What?
No, that's not necessarily
I mean, but that gives her exposure too.
They're going to patronize her because she's Kwayu.
Well, but
no,
Jocelyn, I forgot what your last name was. They listen. The same people who patronized you, or patron you, or buy from you, whatever word it is.
Yeah.
Those people, if your last name wasn't what it is, and you wasn't married to who you were, they would not buy from you the same way.
That's a lie.
Trust me on that.
When I was still in Eldridge, I got in good with my Nigerian brothers and sisters. And once one take you in, they all take you in. You just need one person in the community to say that you're good, and they stick together like glue.
If you stay there, there's truth to that. There's truth to that. I get
so what? And then okay, so I have a photographer friend here. She owns a maternity and a newborn studio, newborn photos. Mm-hmm. She had one Nigerian client that posted about her on social media. Next thing you know, she booked out, and it's Nigerian after Nigerian after Nigerian. And it doesn't matter that she's American because they're
get in the club though. Yeah. You gotta get in the club.
Which is fine. It's like that everywhere though. It's like that everywhere though. And it can't just be, it's not just Black people that are like that. You are gonna be the neighborhood connection or whatever past a certain threshold. If you want to elevate, you gotta go for the white audience, and it just is what it is.
I partially agree with you. So I mean, I there's things I disagree, but there's a lot of things I do agree with you with. So I think that's close as we gonna get.
Homegirl was not lying in what she said. How she said it was stupid because she alienated her.
That's my issue. Hold on, Jocelyn. That's my issue. When do we get to a point to where if somebody's saying truth, then they just saying truth? Why do we get so caught up? Well, yeah, they made some sense, but the way that they said it, people, God, you soft.
Well, first of all, she was speaking for other creators, so that wasn't good. She was speaking for other Black creators.
Okay.
And then the fact that she said that the reason you needed to expand to a white audience is because that Black people don't support each other. Keith Lee, perfect example. Keith Lee's in Houston, Texas right now. When I tell you that every Black business he has visited here has had a line out the door of Black people, that right there proves that that's just dumb. It don't, no, there's no credibility to that Black people support each other any less than any other, whatever. They all criticize themselves. White creators talk trash about white creators. Asian creators will talk trash about Asian creators.
I mean, that's fair.
It's like
but
the
as
whole
a creator,
Black
you
on
have
Black
the right to
crime
go
bit.
back and drag
it don't
for it.
exist. It don't exist.
But like, I can easily say, yeah, I see the point they're trying to make, or I think they totally off. I disagree. Like, what's wrong with just disagreeing with somebody versus this is a horrible, despicable human being and we need to cancel them and we need to make them feel like they're the worst. They got a different opinion than I got. So what?
I don't know. Maybe she'll rebound, but for right now, her comments are off. Everybody's bringing up old videos where she said she preferred white guys.
So that's the problem. That's the problem.
Slightly anti-Black thing she's ever said that kind of maybe gave a little bit racist, they're pulling it out. And it's just like,
okay. That's the problem. That's the problem. So, okay, let me ask this. What is this person's, I think Tierra said something about Jackie something. Is that her name?
Jackie Aina is the one that she brought up as an example. And Jackie was like, that ain't had nothing to do with me. I ain't never said that.
Okay, so the person who made this post, what type of content does she typically make?
Lifestyle.
Lifestyle as in what? How to upgrade yourself or just
daily vlog, doing normal stuff. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know if I
mean, just like you talking about like home and gardening, or you talking about do-it-yourself stuff, or what, like fashion?
No, not fashion. Just kind of like day in the life. Let me give a random opinion about something I saw. If Free Thinkers was a person.
Oh. You know what? Whoever been watching her, including you, y'all got the right to be.
I wasn't even following her before this came up. I just had to do my research. Jackie Aina is who I follow, and I saw the stitch. So then you know how it is with a TikTok rabbit hole. You see the stitch, so then you got to go watch the original. Then you got to go follow their page. And
I see it now. So this is the problem, Jaslyn. And without knowing anything, I can figure it. I'm putting the pieces together. Her problem is she went viral. So she is technically Black, but she doesn't acknowledge the Black experience so much. She feels the right to say certain stuff, and because of the audience that she's created, she's in her own bubble and she could say that stuff without any consequence or repercussion. But what happened is she happened to go viral, and real Black people and other people who normally don't listen to her peered in on that, and they dragged her and other people. So now her name is being shined in a negative light versus the people who normally subscribe and listen to her on a regular basis. She can say that stuff all day, and I'm like you said, she's probably said that before, and they've never had a problem with it.
Yes, but that's why I said where she messed up was she put other Black creators in it. Jackie Aina has a way bigger following than her and stitched the video. So then Jackie's audience saw it, popped her little bubble, and went over there.
Yeah,
I agree with you. That's exactly what happened. Yep. Yeah. So that's where she messed up. She put other people in it, assuming they would agree with her and agree with her out loud, because they might have agreed with her, but they didn't agree with her in public. And then number two was the reason she said it was just very like, y'all broke and don't ever spend no money with us.
This is the thing. Do you think she's upset about what happened right now? Hell no. She happy as hell. She's like, yes, I wanted to go viral. Now you got some negative light on you for a small period of time, but you got a whole another viewing and following of people who are gonna be listening to you, your content, clicking on all your past stuff like they're doing,
I
even
don't
to
know
dig
who
up dirt.
Facebook-
And now it's even propelling her further, and she making more money than she never made.
I'm not. I wasn't talking. I don't know who Facebook user is. I wasn't talking about. Q wasn't asking who Jackie Aina was. He was asking about the other creator whose name I didn't already forgot. That's not
Yeah.
what.
So, what happens, Jaslyn? I think when you comment from a certain part on Facebook, everything just shows up as Facebook user because we're connected into YouTube also. So when it funnels it from Facebook to YouTube, it just says Facebook user.
It's something about people's permission. It's your Facebook. It's like your Facebook and your StreamYard.
So like they don't
your
have
phone.
permission to share the name and profile pictures.
No,
Right.
And it used to, like the person who's actually commenting right now is Demetrius. Like it used to show her name and her picture and all that stuff. It does it to Jules all the time too.
Facebook
Like I
and YouTube got beef in the streets.
Yeah.
I ain't messing with y'all.
If you comment over on the YouTube channel though, it doesn't seem to have. And for whatever reason, Tiara can't log in at all. She's trying to log in from Google. She's trying to do her phone, her laptop. It's giving her a blocked message.
And you know, that's messed up. That's too bad. I was thinking about Tiara earlier. Actually, I talked to your cousin earlier, but I was like, I ain't seen Tiara ain't been on here all year. I was like, I need to hit up some of these people. Y'all need to get on for the end of the year.
Tiara over there, she said we're gonna put these candles back here. We're gonna make movies and scenes and sets, and now she's fucking real estate. Go ahead, girl.
I ain't and that's why I ain't been tripping about
it. Look, old Tiara Talks popped up on my timeline the other day, and I was like, damn, I remember we used to do it on Thursday nights. That was a great little conversation.
But you got to pop
Tiara
in there once in a while.
She in that thing. You gotta let her in, I guess.
Oh, yeah, that should go right there. You slacking, Nikki.
I was like, dang, they can't hear me. I'm like, I'm here.
Talking all kinds
hey,
of
free thinkers. Hey, free thinkers.
Hey, free thinkers.
I miss y'all. I miss y'all. I'm loving the conversation though. I'm loving the conversation.
Pierre, what's your opinion on the whole thing with Jackie? I don't know the other girl's name, but you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and I'm a big fan of Jackie's. She just seems genuine and sweet.
Right.
Her following is predominantly white. I mean, she probably didn't start that way, and I think that's where the young lady. I'm not just sure how long she's been.
That's the point she was trying to bring up, but it just did not come across well.
Yeah, I think what she's missing is the fact that, okay, yeah, you know, you want to expand to other people because Black people only make up so much. 13%. You know what I mean? But you can't put it on Black people because you're not successful. That has nothing to do. It's you. It's you the reason why you're not whatever you want to. Everybody in this life have a power to be successful, whether it's Black, white, whatever. It's a mental, it's a mind thing. And so what she's doing, I think it's just a lot of, I want to go viral. Everybody will go say anything just to go viral these days. Yep. I don't think it's any genuine to her, what she's saying. I think she just want to go viral.
The video by saying, I'm going to say something controversial.
Yeah, see, she knows. So you got what you wanted.
What she was doing.
Got what you wanted. Congratulations.
Yep. But I wouldn't apologize for it. I'm not a person that love the apology tours.
No, you know what? Tiara, she probably did. It's probably not a real apology. It's just another way because people want. It's like, all right, I do this apology video. How many views is this gonna get? It's just a way to talk about the same thing because you don't want to go to the next thing because people are so focused in on the viral moment. You want to extend the viral moment out as long as you can. That's just like back in the 90s. Early 2000, people had a hit song, then they do the remix,
right?
And then they do we're gonna stretch the popularity of this out for as long as we can. That's how she's doing.
That's exactly you're exactly right. But I feel like what Black influencers she should have called out should have really came together with her. I would have made an appearance with her and be like, you know what? We want our Black people to be seen and visible. And think that would have been an opportunity for all of them.
They see her as they see her as Black though.
They see her as what?
Do they see her as Black? Do people see her as Black?
I'm gonna tell you right now, that would never happen. Jackie Aina is in a whole other tax bracket. Okay, This lady had maybe 100,000 followers by the time I saw it. So after going viral, that's what her increase was the 100K. Jackie Ina's at 1.3 million on just one of her pages.
But isn't that what we kind of talking about? Like, we as Black people feel like
But
we're
I'm-
above people now.
You're not
But
going.
that's only if they see you as Black, though.
Yes.
If they don't feel like you doing real Black stuff or you moving in step or in code, they're not gonna rock with you.
Yeah, that would never happen.
And that's
You
one of
don't-
those things where you gotta know what you qualified to say. It's a lot of stuff that I can get away with saying because people, just by listening to me, I'm trying to get sophisticated in my older age and in the life where I am now. But if you listen to me, you can tell I know a little bit about, you know,
A lot
hood
of
stuff and
Some
that
things.
life but to a certain degree. If I overstep my bounds and I start talking about things that's past where I actually lived and what my lifestyle was like, people will call me out on it. And people will be like, no, you trying to do too much. You trying to be for all, you trying to act like you something that you never was, and you ain't about that life. Now, the life that I speak about, people know, yeah, it probably was about that life. But it's levels to it. And I know which level I'm at. And you need to know what levels. I don't know the woman, but just by listening to Jaslyn, I can tell like she ain't on that level to be speaking about stuff that she trying to speak about.
Okay, another example. There's a woman named Michaela. Michaela is a white makeup person, influencer. She had a deal with Maybelline. Okay, so the deal was for mascara, right? She did this video showing the mascara. They called it Mascara Gate, like Watergate, because people accused her of wearing false eyelashes in the mascara ad. So instead of just showing how the mascara works, you put in false eyelashes to make it seem like the mascara works better.
So
That sounds like advertising, basic
I mean, that's
advertising.
Yeah.
nothing new at all.
all
That's like
marketing is
nothing
fake.
fucking new.
I'm like, you
But
know, when you see your
her
favorite
white
pizza
audience-
commercial and they pick the pizza up and the cheese is just, you know, that's glue.
That's glue.
Right.
Exactly.
Glue with a little bit of yellow.
Right,
All of it's
right.
false.
Yeah.
Right.
So her mainly white audience came for her neck. Mascara Gate, you lied to us. I'm never taking your advice again. Woo, woo, woo. Homegirl did not apologize. You know what she did? She said, well, it's obvious. I gathered you all here today to talk about one thing. And went right on to the next subject of her
Look at
video.
that.
And people in the
Business
comments was like, you got me. You got me there. Because they were expecting an apology. And she said, on to the next ad that I am also being paid for.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
if
how you
people
work
really
it.
understand marketing, I mean, I would take anything that I see from businesses like corporations of that size and magnitude. I would
With a
take
grain of
everything
salt.
as fake. It's fake.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is fake.
You said that on another post too.
I
I was gonna bring that one up.
oh, okay. Do you want to grab another one or something? All of this stuff be fake.
Hey, Crystal. I think Crystal said, "Hey, I wish she'd jump on."
She did. She did. I do. There was a post about the teacher, the TikTok.
Yeah, that's fake.
That's hilarious.
Why do you say it's fake? What makes you think
You
it's fake?
talking about the
I can
one?
look at
Okay,
the way-
so
I can look
She's
at-
legitimately in a classroom with
That's not-
kids and teach like
No.
she don't
Those-
look like the teacher. to
Those
me.
are not legitimate. They're not legitimate classrooms. I can show you. They have a stage where a lot of you see these crazy stuff that go on in these on these airplanes.
Mhm.
It's a stage. There's a stage
Yeah,
where
I
people
can-
set up these
So
scenarios.
you think that this was fake?
Absolutely.
You think all of it?
A lot
Tiara,
of
you
this
thought
is
it was
fake.
too?
I think a
Yes.
lot of this shit's fake. And I have been on, as me working for film and television, I
Yeah.
set design. So I
Okay.
go to these prop areas and actually sit in the airlines, the subways that you would think that's real. And it's
Mhm.
just a prop. I mean, they have
Some of that stuff where these
everything. When I
people
say they
going
have
off, getting ready
everything,
to fight, kicking the
They have-
kid, kicking the seat, and they cussing each other. Though it's a stage set, and I look and I see the same one. And even this, let me tell you why I know that was fake. The over gesturing, like
Yeah.
when they're not specifically saying anything, they make they over exaggerate gestures to let you know what's being done and said and expressed. I'm like, it's fake.
A lot
I
of
don't
this
know why
stuff is.
people don't have an eye for this
I
stuff.
don't. I believe that there is a lot of shit that is fake. Like, there's
that
no
one is fake.
doubt that there's a bunch of shit that's done literally just for views and just just.
And they
for
did it
fun.
so nice to where they
This-
did
I
the
didn't- I
camera in to make it seem
And
like
I
something.
wish I would have saved the video because I don't have it. I don't have it saved to be able to play
Absolutely.
for everybody. So if you want to watch the video, it's posted on the Facebook, the Free Thinkers group page, and it just says teacher reportedly fired for filming sexual
what?
TikTok dances with students.
We need to do a show, and the whole thing is gonna be, I'm gonna break down all these fake videos.
I don't question.
You remember when we
don't
did the talk
question
about-
it's fake ones, but I don't think that this one was fake. This
Yeah.
Can I
one
just
lady-
say from the other, not to question whether it's valid, real or fake or whatever, as far as
Okay.
like because of
If
the
it
way
was
it
true.
looks.
Uh-huh.
But I can just tell you, as someone who used to hire and fire for a school district, either one or two things happen. Assuming it's a real video. For one, it could have been a substitute teacher. I used to hire subs.
It was like 3 different instances, but yeah, go
It
ahead.
was 3 different videos of the same woman.
Yes,
who looked like
but
a teacher who was
there's
dressed like she
assignments
wasn't a
as
fucking
short
teacher.
as a half day and assignments as long as an entire school year. That doesn't mean anything as far as whether or not.
And that is true because back in high school we had assigned substitute, like it'll be a substitute.
Yes.
therefore
So say like
any
a teacher
for
teacher
some
that was
months.
missing
in the
was
middle
It'll be
of
for
the year,
months, you know.
or a teacher
Right.
quits in the middle of the year. All of that
Has
kind of
a
stuff
baby,
happens all the
da, da,
time.
da. Yeah,
Okay, you only have to have a GED to be a substitute teacher.
Oh yeah, I
18
was.
years old, legal citizen. That's it. That's all you got to have. And no,
I mean, you're just a
felonies.
glorified babysitter anyway.
You're a
So that's what they
glorified
said. They just want
babysitter.
somebody to watch them.
Body. So
Period.
her
Probably
looking the
nowadays you might not
same-
even need that.
her
And it
looking
wasn't even the
same
issue of the
age
dances. The
as
dances
student.
themselves were fine. Like she actually didn't. I mean, the dances were fine. I think if she would have had a proper
clothes on?
professional attire on for a fucking classroom full of teenage high school students, especially considering all of the issues that we
Ooh.
have right now with
Okay.
female teachers sleeping
And
with students.
inappropriate relationships. Yeah.
Like, why would you even wear a fucking
So-
cut? Like, you literally have club clothes on to go to work. Where's your fucking
Yes.
boss?
Okay, so
So
let me ask
that's
you-
the
so
part
at what
that kind of
point-
made me question like what's really going on. Not to say that people don't come inappropriately dressed to work, because I literally had to let someone go for that.
Absolutely.
However, when you're a substitute teacher, you do not have permanent access to a campus. You have to be let in.
So they
every
let her in.
day.
Exactly.
Even
Right,
if you're
they let her
permanent
in.
sub, you have to walk in through the initial front door, through the office, and be let into the secondary door. They did that after all the mass shootings spiked, right? So you would have had to walk by the front office staff looking like that in order to get to the classroom. So that made me think like maybe it's a skit, or maybe that's a student pretending to be the teacher.
Maybe she pulled a student move and wore a motherfucking jacket over her little hoe outfit before she went to the classroom, and then got to the
Also,
classroom.
yeah.
She looked like a student, so I mean,
I'm
they
about
might
to
not.
say,
only
you
have
would-
to be
they
18
do
years
it.
woman
old
going
and
to
I said, we
graduated
on
a couple
teenage
months
boys
before.
wearing cutout clothes is not it. Like she did all that for attention, and these women who are sleeping with our fucking sons in high school are doing this shit literally for attention from these young ass boys.
Hold on a second.
Yeah,
Hold on. Tierra, what was you about to say, Tierra?
I agree with you, Quinn. She looks like the kids. You want a kid to teach the kids.
Yeah.
You only have
They
to
ain't
be
even
a high
learned nothing
school
in life.
graduate. So you could graduate
18 with a
May
piece of
of
paper.
2022. You could have graduated May of 2022, walk the stage, and be subbing right now.
Yeah.
You know, I really have a lot to say about the American education system that I feel like this is just one
Yeah.
of many issues with the American education system. So it's just like the checks and balances are not there. The money's not there for the teachers. Because I'm telling you, if you pay teachers well, you'll get quality teachers. You're not going to get quality teachers if they got to deal with badass kids and administration
Mhm.
that's all over the back. So
Mhm.
it's a lot of teachers are leaving the profession. So now you're left with just anything. You
But
guys
that
remember back in the
also
day,
goes to
your
why-
teachers retired, was old.
Why
Yeah.
the subbing, the
Yeah.
subbing
And they were old and
qualifications
fat
are
and gray,
so
and they
low.
weren't sexy. Well, most of them weren't.
They were
Like,
and I'm not saying that's wrong, like it can't be younger people, but I do think
right.
it sets a standard of how we're supposed to be raising the youth. And I think these kids come to school doing all kind of crazy things. And honestly, we pay attention to teachers enough. I think we need to start paying attention to these students.
True.
Because why was she compelled and the students were compelled to even participate?
I mean, but when you have the cool teacher, that's what you do.
It really ain't look that crazy. It didn't look that
No, the
bad
dances,
to me.
the dances themselves, to me, if I was a parent and I saw my kid doing those to the teacher, I'd be like, she's trying to get on their level. That's funny. That's
It's more
funny.
the
She's young.
outfit.
Maybe
the
because she didn't have
fucking
much of
clothes.
a body.
It's
Because I
the
didn't think much
clothes.
of it.
It's the clothes and the fact that she's
some of
literally
it just
shaking her
depend on
little
the-
teacher booty and like no,
Mickey.
man.
Some of it be a body because I saw this one teacher.
No, it wasn't her body. It wasn't her body because
No,
There was
but
nothing special about
in
her
a school
shape.
in a school professional setting like that, I do believe you do have to dress appropriately.
So that's why I was going to ask: should there be a
a
dress code for teachers in school?
as
Yes.
far as I knew, there always was. Shit, I know they got rid of it for kids this year.
I think it should be. I think it should be for both teachers and students. Let's worry less about what we
Absolutely.
are wearing and more about what the education is supposed to be about. I think it should be some type of standard set. You can't be coming in there with a half shirt on and some tight pants that you can see
Do you know,
everything.
Tiara, that is what, and I can't say all Texas school districts, but my kid's school district, they completely got rid of the dress code. And for some things, I applaud that, right? Kids can wear hats, you can have green fucking hair, you can do your hair however you want, you can wear your pajamas if you want to school. That's your choice. But these girls, it look like 2:00 in the morning after the club. It is fucking wild what these girls come out of middle and high school dressed like, more makeup, more glam, just boobs out everywhere, butt out everywhere, midriff out everywhere. That's how you know I'm old as fuck. I said midriff, right? These girls is wearing crop tops to school, and I'm like, whoa.
To me,
See?
I don't.
Time out,
like
Jasmine.
Whoa.
I just want to say real quick, Jasmine. Let me say, because I remember a conversation way back COVID, and I think all of y'all was on this call too. I had some of these conversations about how people dressed.
Yes, but kids in a school though.
Okay, yes, kids, but so
personally-
it. Okay, I got you.
Seeing as how I've been
Even
in the
adults,
classroom
you don't think it
setting,
make a difference?
the clothes are not as distracting as parents try to make it seem like. And I'm assuming from an outside perspective, it probably seems like if a teenage girl walked in skimpy clothes, all the boys would just instantly get hard or something. But that's not what happens. Like 9 times out of 10.
I mean, but
Really?
you don't have a penis, so you can't say that.
I'm about to say,
No.
wait a
I
minute. I
like
would think that
I mean,
if
I'm
you're
just
attractive,
saying,
the
based
kids are
on
gonna
believe
my
it.
observation as an
You
They're gonna
pretty,
know
educator,
and they pretty.
No, I ain't
talk
I'm
about
raising my
it,
hand.
bro.
Like, let me
They're
speak on
definitely
that.
gonna notice.
they're gonna notice. Yeah, but the most of the
No,
horsing
no,
around
no,
and
you
attention to outfits comes in the hallways or like during their cafeteria, and all of that is when that stuff comes into play. And the actual classroom management is like you either got it or you don't. And it doesn't really matter what the kids have on
No.
if you have good classroom management,
Jackson, let me
which
tell you
is
something.
No,
Jackson, let me tell you
sexy is sexy.
in my
And
experience.
we not waiting until we passing through class or lunch cafeteria. We're thinking about it all the time.
Okay,
Oh,
think about
right
it.
there.
But you would be thinking about her whether she had on clothes or not.
That is true. That is true.
So
But I might not be thinking about you or you or you. But since you wearing a certain type of thing now, I'm fantasizing about you. Already
Yeah,
don't want to be in this class.
okay,
You
just like
give me
this
something
person
else to think about.
said that back in the day it wasn't that different. We just didn't have on a full face of makeup. But it used to be a scandal back when I was in middle school to wear lipstick to school. Like
Yeah, I
that
beg
made
to
you a
differ.
hoe.
It was very
Or
different.
if you had on big hoops. And people made a big deal about that. And them making a big deal about it was more of a distraction than us actually doing it.
Well,
Like
I would
getting
tell
in
you,
trouble
we
in
wore
the hallway.
shit.
That's not true.
We wore
either.
shit. We wore half tops. I was a tomboy with my shit, so we were TLC era. So
Exactly, with the cargo pants.
yeah, we were.
Yes.
Listen, we were. I wouldn't say we were wearing heels or anything like that to school, and I definitely wasn't wearing makeup to the extent of a full face beat that I need foundation, eyelashes, and all that shit on. But you know what I'm saying? It was definitely kind of risky for us in the 90s to do that because parents weren't used to what we were doing either.
No, and I feel like
No,
what
women
is
not
scandalous to us
aggressive.
now, it's just the same thing that like the stuff we were doing was scandalous to our parents back then. But at the end of the day, if a teacher has good classroom management, the outfits thing is not as big of a distraction as what parents think it is. Like
Yes, it
that
is.
that is not the end all be all on whether or not your kid is paying attention.
Shit, I'm talking about her outfit all day. You see
Straight
what
up.
Miss
Straight
Brown
up.
had on? She came
Man.
to school
Look, my
You
son's
know.
first day of high school, because you know, my kids stayed home for all them years during COVID. When I sent my son back to school, it was high school. He left 8th grade and he didn't go to fucking high school for the first couple of years. So when he finally went back to high school, my
It
first
was
day
a
picking up
passion
school,
show.
my fucking jaw hit the floor. I was like, I've never seen more bellies and boobies and butts and skin from girls
Yes.
leaving high school
Let me
as
tell y'all
I have
something.
that day. And it has literally
We had
fucking
days to
flipped
do something.
every day since then.
And Instagram and all of that stuff anyway.
Yeah, we couldn't
Yeah,
wear
just
spaghetti strap. We
listen.
couldn't do shit. We
Yeah.
couldn't,
What are
you
you
couldn't have
protecting
pants that
them
had
from?
holes in them. I used to have to go up to my daughter wore a pair of pants one day to school, and it was the pants with the holes in them when the shit first came out.
Mhm.
And they were like, no, you have to have
Dress
leggings
code.
on underneath. And I was like, wow, she got dress coded for that. Got dress coded for a spaghetti strap under a sweater one day. I'm not saying that our way was better or wrong or that we can't adapt or whatever the fuck the case may be, but I just think that is there's just a time and place for everything. I think that the schoolhouse is too many people, it's too many hormones, it's too many things happening at
That's
one
what
time
I said to y'all a few years back.
to throw that mix into it. I think that there should be a dress
There's
code
a
at
time-
school.
You just talking about at
No
school, but I'm
At
saying in
school,
general,
at school.
there's a
I
time
don't-
and place for everything.
So that's what that attitude, of course, manifests into as adults, you know. But
Yeah.
I think school, I just think I think seeing these girls the way that they're coming out of the school building, looking, knowing there's predators in those fucking schoolhouses, it just does not sit right with me for these parents, honestly, to send their daughters to school looking like you gonna be the girl that
But
the fucking
Nikki,
teacher
there
who is
was
a predator is gonna prey upon.
There was predators in the school in the 1950s when it was scandalous
Yes,
to show
there
your
was.
ankles. Like
Yes,
True.
there was.
True.
Yes,
I
there
hear
was.
what you're saying, but what
Yes,
I'm
there
saying
was.
is it's not the defining factor. If they're gonna get educated, if they're gonna be abused,
It's-
if they're gonna be
Let me
targeted,
tell you why.
what
Okay.
you have on is not that's not the deciding factor.
It's crazy
It
because I
can be.
agree with you
Let
guys.
me tell you
Both
how
of
it
you guys
can be to some degree.
Yeah, definitely.
The reason why it can be to some degree, there's certain identifiers that lets a person know, even if you're dealing with predators and people like that. Predators look for identifiers. And if I'm just speaking to this specific example, if a young girl is walking around wearing anything or next to nothing, predator is looking like, oh, she doesn't have a strong parental or even more so a father figure that's overseeing her and paying attention to her whereabouts, her actions, and her movements. She could be an easy
That ain't
target.
true.
That's
Yes, it
absolutely
is
true.
true. That's-
Because
Oh,
a strong
predator-
No.
Yes.
father is not going to allow their daughter to just walk around wearing anything.
Pastor's kid that used to sneak and change in the bathroom, that is
Sneak
that ain't
and
what that
changing.
means.
It's not the same thing as walking out
Sneaking
the
and
front door
changing.
with it
You just
on.
told
That
off
ain't
on
what that
yourself.
means. Just because I'm in a skimpy outfit does not mean that my daddy don't love me.
I don't say
It
it
just
doesn't
means that I'm
necessarily
sneaking.
mean that, but it can be an identifier to where,
You snuck it.
right, you had to sneak out to
snuck
wear
it.
that.
You didn't walk out the door in it. You snuck it.
And why did you have to sneak out and wear that?
Because
Because
he would have whooped your ass.
you had somebody at
The
home that was
predator
paying
don't know
attention.
whether or not
And the
I
person
changed.
at home who paying attention knows how predators pick out their prey.
I feel
And
like
they do.
predators look out for more the person who won't speak up. And I
That's
feel like
too. It's a lot of identifiers.
people
They look for
who-
people with low
who
self-esteem.
dress how they
They
want
look
to,
people
or
dress-
bend the rules, or even break. the
There's
rules.
several identifiers. It depends on the type of predator that you are.
I mean, they're
Yeah,
not
they definitely
called
case
predators
they
for no
people.
reason.
Right.
They know how to
Exactly.
spray.
Demetrius said Chester has a problem, so he will look at a little girl in a nun costume on Halloween. Exactly. If you're a predator, you're a predator. It don't matter what the person has on.
No, there's different types of predators.
I
When
I
you're
agree
talking
with
about
Quinn
what-
on that one.
Yeah, for sure.
When you're talking about pedophiles, that's one type of thing. When you're looking for Just think of all the predatory behavior. They look for different type of things.
I feel
And
like
that can be
I
one
feel
of them.
like that when it comes to the school dress code and stuff, there needs to be some things in place, like the boobs and butt. I'm with you 100%. The little thing where like this much of your stomach is showing, or there's a hole in your jeans, it's so stupid. Kids will literally sit in the office waiting for their parent to get off of work and come bring them a change of clothes. And now they did miss 2, 3, 4 periods. And that's more important than letting them go to class with a hole in their jeans. I'm just saying.
And this is when I
feel like
these
they're worried
people.
about the wrong things.
I'd be so glad when my kids get out of school. Oh my God, I'd be so glad. Because that's the dumbest shit ever. You want to sit me down here in this office over this fucking tank top. I'm missing 8 hours of this such important education that you deem I have to have.
I mean, it wasn't even like I was sneaking to wear hoochie mama stuff. I just didn't want to have to wear turtlenecks and freaking slacks to school every day, like what my conservative parents wanted me to. I wanted to wear a graphic tee and jeans like other.
Yes, let me ask you a question.
Teenagers.
Did you have a lot of male friends in high school?
I wouldn't say a lot. I had 2 close ones.
Okay. And I don't, it just depends on, who those people were and how they operated. But I was just wondering, because a lot of times if you're friends with somebody, a lot of times people will break down that imaginary wall with you if they're friends, and they will talk to you. Like, that's the part I love. Like, a lot of female friends that I have. I know some of y'all hate the word female, but that's anyway. I love it when I'm around them so much that they just almost forget about me, to the point that they just start talking the way that they would as if there was no man around. I just shut up. And women, that's one thing. They'll talk. I hear the way they talk about some dudes, and I definitely hear the way they'll talk about other women at times. It's like,
oh no, my guy friends.
It's like y'all so brutal, petty.
I heard the way they talked about some of their people, and I was like, "Is this what y'all really be thinking?" Because apparently,
and based off of that, then how you don't see what we talking about? If they giving you the real,
I feel like
if I'm not in the presence
they
of mixed
were more
company,
worried about what a girl
stuff.
would, how far a girl would let them go based on the amount of confidence that the girl had. So like if a girl was insecure or like innocent, they'd be like, oh yeah, let me try and get with her because she'll let me talk her into anything. Versus a girl with a big mouth on her, they know, oh, she ain't gonna let me do any type of thing or play any type of way. She gonna check me on it. So they gonna go for the girl that's looking all shy, and the first cute boy that smiles at her, she gonna open her legs.
And the same way that you notice men kind of gauge and operate based off of how they can assess certain things, that also applies to how women dress as well.
Are you looking at the comments? Crystal said that her dad let her wear half shirts and Daisy Dukes. And Demetria said she just watched a movie where a high school student that wore appropriate clothing but was stoic was targeted. Like I said, it's more based on personality than what you're wearing.
Crystal went to our gym. I ain't gonna qualify her. Crystal TL, that was I don't qualify y'all high school. I don't like, hey, if y'all went to Eisenhower, then he might not let you wear that.
First of all, I did go to MacArthur, and I graduated from MacArthur.
Forget the MacArthur, TL. You must have been homeschooled or something. I don't remember ever seeing you there really.
I was only there half a day because I went to vocational for half a day.
There you go. That's, all right. But I'm not. Listen, Jaslyn. There's always exceptions to the rule. I'm not going to deny anybody's exception to the rule.
I get what you're saying, and you're also a father of little girls, so I understand.
Ain't got nothing to do with them.
He's a boy. He's a man. He's a male.
Ain't got nothing to do with them. Nothing.
Okay.
And let me take it even a step further for me, because I'm a fairly well-mannered person. If so many of friends that I grew up with, junior high, high school, and so forth, if they actually knew the stuff that I was thinking, we wouldn't have been friends. Like it's so much stuff that I never say that I was thinking. There's certain people who, so for the percentage of people that you will
Q, what was you
hear,
thinking?
What regular people be
Everything.
thinking about other people who might look pretty?
just as much as not more. I've
Right.
been that way for. I don't. It's a lot of
Right.
stuff I don't express. Anything that you might think a ratchet person would think or say, then that's me. I just don't
Lord.
say it. I just don't say it. I'm telling you the truth. I just don't say it. So whatever percentage that you think, that's just like just a dumb example.
That's a qualifier.
Dumb example, but we just found that they found 3 alligators in Texas. They're like, oh, by the time you found 3, it's probably like 300.
Right. What's the plan?
First of all,
Right.
what
By the time you done found, by the time you done found 3, it's way more than 3.
Right.
I'm like, y'all, we got an alligator problem. Y'all don't even know it. They out here.
That's wild. In Austin?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
So, yep.
I just saw an alligator like 2 months ago in my neighborhood, so I'm not all that surprised.
Yeah, I've heard them be down there.
Yeah, but I've always heard that alligators are just like little swamp puppies. Like, you don't bother them, they don't bother you. It's the crocodiles that be wilding. That's what I've always heard.
I'm not sophisticated
I'm
enough
not
to
gonna
know
find
which
out the
one is.
difference.
I can't tell the
Not
difference.
gonna
You
even-
can tell.
I'm not
the
even gonna know
difference.
which one is which.
Oh,
I'm
that's
getting the
just
fuck on.
alligator.
So alligators are smaller. Alligators are the
Ain't
ones
that
that
much
are
smaller.
like
They
native to
both
the Gulf.
feed you, so
Crocodiles
They can
are
both
like
feed
the
you.
ones in
I'm good on
Florida
that.
or like in Africa.
Yeah, they
Which,
can
like,
both,
when I
both
went
of
on
them can
safari-
easily crush your head like a soft watermelon if they need to.
No,
With alligators, you can close their mouth. Yeah, like it takes like no pressure to make it. I think like you push the bottom. What it's either the
And
top
both
or the
of them, they
bottom.
got a hair
You
trigger.
can barely touch it and they'll keep their mouth closed. But once that motherfucker opens up to grab you, you cannot close them jaws. It's something
All I
about
No,
it.
once they
was-
close them,
I'm
you
running-
can't open them.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
I'm
Now,
running
if it's
zigzag.
you
They
can
say
hold
when a crocodile or alligator or whatever is supposed to be coming after you, you're supposed to run in a zigzag.
Yeah, because it can
For
only
some-
run straight and it goes fucking fast once it goes.
It's a cute again, Frank. It's coming from track.
Oh, he said them little
Listen.
shorts turned him on.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm telling you,
the bus was an activity filled place sometimes back in the day.
listen, track was my thing. Listen,
With them
Don't-
little booty shorts on the track. What?
It
Only
always
thing I
got me
regret-
that people were so concerned about the dress code, but then volleyball players would be having on basically Spanx. Like,
Man,
See, now the
boy
stuff
shorts.
these black people wear now, they didn't wear
underwear.
that stuff back then.
They wore boy shorts. That's what basically that was.
Mhm.
like
And I
we
was
are
so
in front of
green and
people's
scary. There was
grandfathers.
so much stuff I could have did, I never did because I didn't know what I was doing.
God was steering you clear of the
I
the
guess.
drama. You
So many
don't
things
know.
I
You just
regret,
saved
man.
you so many times.
I regret being that scary back then because I look back like, oh, man,
Do
I had
you?
so many
It was
opportunities.
probably for the best.
So many opportunities, and I was one of the fastest people. You know, the fastest one get the girl. That was my arena. What time is it? Oh, we got like 7 minutes. Is there anything? Oh, now one thing. Let me roll up here. I don't know if I want to finish on this, but one thing I saw that I was talking about earlier. Oh, okay. So Facebook user put that video with the baby being beaten was real. We
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I will
That
have to
was
go if
real.
y'all
That
talk
was
about it.
absolutely real.
Yeah.
I'm
I
like,
ain't
that
seen
ain't
I will have
fake.
to go.
I ain't seen it. I don't want to talk about that. That sounds
Yeah, I refuse
horrific.
to watch it.
I
I
ain't
saw
seen
it.
it. I ain't even know about it. I don't even want to know about it.
So what I say is, this is all I say about this. It's, if you grew up in the 80s, it's not even so foreign to you like you ain't never seen that. What it did remind me, or it highlighted, is even a lot of the things and a lot of the ways we were raised and things that were acceptable as kids, just because that's how we were raised, that don't mean it was okay. I seen a lot of people get dealt with like that in school, and parents coming to school and dealing with their kids like that. And even looking at it, it's just that's an instance that shows I'm glad overall that we've mostly evolved from that type of acceptance.
Mhm.
Because I can tell you this, that you saw the video. And it wasn't, she didn't kill the boy, nothing like that. She was just talking. she was upset. She was jerking him around a little bit, and she was just talking to him real rough,
Reckless.
like she was reckless.
Hella reckless.
Like he was just a dude or somebody on the street, like she was ready to, throw blows with. And it's not. Oh, my point was, this same video, even 15 years ago, people wouldn't have thought as much of it. 30 years ago, people would actually be applauding it. Like, that's right. Don't let that boy, whatever he did, don't. I'm like, So it just shows the evolution of how things that actually at a certain point in time it will be accepted and applauded, then just accepted. Now we look at it like, no, that's not cool. So I'm glad our thinking has mostly evolved to people be like, nah, that ain't. Why you talk? You call your son a little nigga, this and this. I'm like, nah, what's up with that? Why would you even approach a child with that type of anger and that type of energy?
That we should be grateful for the progress that we've made. And as much as I dislike the gentle parenting movement, the way that it's become like into passive parenting, I do understand that those type of conversations are important, because a lot of times we do not realize even that we're repeating the cycles that we are now paying to talk out in therapy. Like, we don't realize that those things that damaged us are now coming from us and going into our children because we saw it as normal.
Right.
And I feel like social media, people talk so badly about social media, like, oh, I hate that we're in the social media age or whatever. But I feel like it's one of those things that has brought to light a lot of the conversations that were happening, or the abuse that was happening behind closed doors. And now people are finally speaking up about it. Like, oh, you went through that. I did too. That wasn't okay. How can we stop this? What can we do better? And I feel like that's like one of the things that I'm just like, I'm really grateful for social media for that. For the fact
That's
that
true.
now
I agree with that. Yeah.
have a platform.
Highlighting a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Like TikTok taught me how to not lose my shit on my kids so they don't have to go to therapy and heal from me.
And I didn't watch the video. I actually caught just a few seconds when I was scrolling, and it just like auto played, and I was like, oh fuck no, I can't watch this. So of course I read the caption and read the comments, and I comment and dive, and so I'll just read, and so try to get as much information as I can about something I'm not gonna fucking watch, so that I'm at least like try to call myself a little bit well-rounded in terms of giving an opinion on something. But man, I would have lost my fucking job that day. Like but my whole point of even, getting involved in the conversation with that is that we cannot change what we don't acknowledge. And there was so much pain in the fucking comment section of every like blog page that posted that video of oftentimes men who were speaking about just being fucking dog walked by their moms growing up, and how like everybody just, that's just what, like I had a conversation with a very close friend of mine a couple of days ago, and he goes, I'm realizing now at like 47 years old how much abuse was instilled into us, as children, growing up, that it's taken like this long, almost like 48 years to realize that part of the reason why he has issues with women is because he has fucking issues with women that stem from this woman who said that she loved me, who would beat the fuck out of me for days and days and days on end if I didn't please her or do what she wanted me to do in the standards in which she wanted them to be done for. And I've always been an advocate of whooping up on some kids if that's what it requires, right? Like I've said it since my kids were little, and I've had fights with people about it. If I gotta whoop you, I'm gonna whoop you. But that's because I've given you 9 million other routes of corrective options before we get to this point, and now you just fucking doing it because you think I'm not gonna follow through with.
But hatred or being your enemy or something, that doesn't have to have anything to do. Right. That ain't got nothing to do with it.
And hoes, like you said, N-word, and just
and the
you
public
ain't shit.
The doing
the
it
verbal,
verbal
degrading them on top of that.
Verbal abuse is just as bad as physical abuse.
The other thing that what people need to realize is where that comes from. If you realize where it
course.
comes from, then
Of
you
course.
think about, hey, some of this stuff ain't
Of
necessary. So
course.
it really went back from slavery,
Of course.
of people
Exactly.
getting beaten, whipped in
course.
slavery, and then they number one, they transferred that same mindset when it came to their children, and then it came to let me be the heavy hand so that these white people don't get to them, because I need to show, I need them to be so afraid of me that they don't do anything that's going to actually get
That
them
could get them
killed
killed.
out
Yeah.
in public or
Or
in another
I'm so
space.
fucking afraid for them to be out in public. Like, you know,
It's a lot of fear-based stuff. It's
is,
bad
it
things that
is.
was passed down, and it's a lot of fear-based stuff. And then when you think about it, it's like, do you want to pass down fear and low self-esteem and degrading your child the way that came from slavery? So once you learn, you gotta, and unfortunately everybody hasn't evolved at the same pace. And a lot of
you
these
might not get this
places,
until you're 40 and 50 years old, after you've already whipped your
in
kids
these
their whole
small
life,
hick towns
abused your
and the
kids their
backside
whole
of
life.
Mississippi, then it's still that mentality. Like, it was even as progressive as Austin is, it was a culture shock, me coming from the north, coming down south, to see in a lot of areas, they have not progressed in a lot of areas. So like, yo, this is like going to the east side of Austin. I'm like, oof, really? That's what y'all still doing here? This was just a lot of stuff where you can see they still, a lot of people. Me and my sister was talking about this a couple of days ago. How even when I came to the South, and I know they do this everywhere, but it was more pronounced in the South, where they would equate light skinnedness to beauty. So if I say, oh, I'm gonna hook you up with my friend. Oh, what she look like? Does she look good? Oh yeah, she like that would be the first thing that they would mention as an attribute to beauty. I'm like, what do her being light got to do with how she look or how good she look? But even then, that's just a simple thing. Go ahead.
I can attest to that. Down in the South, they do that real bad.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all didn't
definitely,
that
yeah,
in the Midwest.
Not to that degree. Not to that degree.
But where me and Quinn come from, it was really never. I really never noticed a light and dark versus dark type thing till I moved to the South.
I can definitely attest to being fetished as a light-skinned Black woman, and it's weird. It's weird.
Yeah. I can imagine.
And then too, having a sister that is dark-skinned, and them expecting me to be on board with pitting us against each other.
Wow.
I had glasses for that, because absolutely not. But
yeah, I definitely didn't notice till I came down south that it was just such a big divide. And I'm just like, I was just happy to see all these Black people being in Atlanta, but it was, it is crazy how you notice certain things. It's like, okay, I'm definitely in the South now. You know what I mean? You just, like Quentin saying, just some subtle things that you notice along the way. It's like, oh yeah, I'm in the South.
Yeah. We at 133. We finished or we done?
We done.
We done.
We done.
Like there's any other options? Sounds like we done.
That's
Finish or we done. If we get to choose from those two, I guess we're done.
That's the famous quote from Baby on the Breakfast Club. We finished.
Oh.
We finished or we done? Choose one.
Do we want to talk about Diddy at all? Well, we got some ladies on here.
That's up to y'all. If y'all want to touch on Diddy, or y'all.
I think it's I definitely wouldn't mind touching on Diddy.
Let's do
He
it.
needs his own night to be able to cover the whole 50-year career.
We give 11 minutes. At 1:45, we cut it if we ain't done by then. Okay.
It's kind
where are
of
we
wild.
at right now with it? So that all the accusations came.
Woo.
He settled with
Cassie,
and now what's going on? I didn't pay any attention after that. What else going on? Some more accusations. I have seen some people giving their own stories, like, yeah, he tried to get at me too. But what's going on now?
The
He's
newest
been dropped from Revolt
is that Cassie did a good. So the strategy of doing it as a civil suit, she was being very criticized for that instead of going the criminal way versus civil. And everybody was like, oh, she
Really?
want to check. Well, what she did by doing that, she named all of his companies
Yep.
also as defendants in the lawsuit. So what happens now is that
They're gonna drop him.
commercial
Just to say revolt
insurance
Oh,
dropping.
he's being dropped every day by somebody new.
Yes,
commercial
revolt.
insurance kicks
Yep.
in, and
Yep.
it no longer is his choice on whether or not he wants to settle. So that's why it's settled so quickly, because the insurance company's like, we're not going to risk this going to trial for even more money. Let's go ahead and just write her a check, right? And then secondary, what you guys are saying about him being dropped, because what the insurance company will tell the corporations is, we will not renew your policy unless this person is dropped, because now he's a liability.
Yeah. I worked insurance. That's number uno thing you do. If they cost you money, they're out. So I already knew he got dropped from revolt. I think everybody knew this was going on. I mean, why? I don't know why people are acting so shocked. They were telling you all along he was doing this. It was just, I think what the times was in the 90s, we didn't have that, able to be vocal about it, or people wasn't had that platform to be vocal like social media.
Mm-hmm.
But these stories ain't new. That's the crazy thing about it. A lot of that stuff happened in the 90s.
A lot of that stuff was rumors or whatever, and I think he paid to quash them. And so now that the stories have validity via Cassie, ain't no amount that he can offer to all these other victims for them to shut up, because now they know they can win. I think they
And
have
I don't know why everybody jumped on Cassie for like wanting to get the money. Why shouldn't she?
because women aren't supposed to stand up for themselves.
But they was like, if she really about, making him hold accountable, you would take him and to criminal court. It's like, hey, why do we get to pick what she does? If
I
that's what
think I think that people associate like whether or not it's true by if you have some sort of financial gain, which I just feel like is not fair. Like, you don't get to determine what justice is for somebody else. But it goes back to that whole thing of like, a lot of people see anytime that a woman seeks justice in the form of finances, then all of a sudden she's a gold digger.
right. Or the situation is like not valid. Like, she just
Right.
want money.
Exactly. Like, there's no truth to it because she wants some money, which she wasn't financially uncomfortable. So, there's that. She's still doing well. Like, she has her other companies, her husband does things. They were comfortable. So it's just a matter of, okay, what's going to be the best strategy to actually get him to be held accountable?
And then where does he go from something like this? Because he's
He
literally on
doesn't.
He's
He
just the
doesn't.
blackballed.
tip. It
He's
ain't even
done.
really. Let's say it's not even. This is just the beginning. He really haven't got like really how bad he should be getting it.
Mm-hmm. And that's not to say he ain't still gonna get it, because I feel like, and I was gonna go live on this the other day, because to your point, Jocelyn, a lot of these situations when these women come back after decades, right, trying to say that a man assaulted them or whatever, like I think that you do have to be real cautious, right, how you decide where you're going to stand in some of those situations, because we do know that women lie. We do know that women will do some devious shit for some fucking money. Like, we know that. I think every woman is pretty much going to agree that we know that there are other women out there who will fucking lie and set a dude up. I think that there are obviously also a lot of situations where they're telling the absolute truth and it is not a money grab. So for her to come out and go after him civilly, people are like, oh, she just wants money, she just wants money, she just wants money. I think there's a lot of dudes who are still fucking hurt with Bill Cosby and a whole bunch of other men who have probably been thrown under the fucking bus on some bullshit, who are now looking at all of these situations as those. And you are not doing any justice to the women that you fucking care about if you just instantly think that all women are after money, because this woman was fucking abused. And you know, a lot of people's first response is always, "Oh, well, she should have left. She should have left." You've obviously never. You're fortunate enough to have not been in an abusive relationship, an intimate abusive relationship. If you can just say, "Oh, you should have just left," right? It's like telling an alcoholic, "Oh, you should just quit drinking." A little more to it than just that, right?
Right.
But she was abused. It takes decades and decades for some people to even sort out what even happened, to let alone start to try to fucking heal from what maybe happened. So whatever took place in her life, and she said being a parent, becoming a mom, you know, really played a part in her wanting to be strong enough to come out and tell her fucking story, because how many women don't get believed? How many women who deal with men in positions of power, who have been abused, who will continue to be abused, who have told on abuse incidences, who have been completely, you know, swept under the rug, no big deal. You know, we're not gonna. I mean, men have been. There was a whole list of all of like these entertainers in music and in video and in movies who were 30, 40-year-old men who were, you know, having babies with 15 and 16-year-old girls and having 16-year-old girlfriends and shit. So we know that this has been taking place. To act like, oh, she just wants the money. Dude's been fucking raping girls and abusing girls forever. Like, this is not some new phenomenon that just took place because it's Diddy. But I feel like when she went civil, it was far smarter than going criminal, because she doesn't she don't have to do a motherfucking thing from this point forward. The work been done. She put the word out. She got her fucking check. You can't there's not a dollar that you can put on PTSD and trauma like the kind that she has gone through. So she's got her check. Her children are going to be fine for the rest of her life. And now the court of public opinions can tear his ass up. And that's
exactly what she was smart about.
That's what they're doing.
Well,
she said, fuck it. I'm going to put it out there and I'm going to let everybody else's story come to fruition. And y'all can learn what this fool's really about.
Match.
Hell yes,
lit that match to burn that bitch down.
Yeah,
what I
that
also
whole
think is interesting,
empire down.
Yes, she
knew exactly what she was doing.
Is that she allowed Diddy to spin this story about she left him and ran off with the trainer, because y'all know that was the story that was put out there, was that she left Diddy for her trainer, cheated on him, had an affair or whatever, and left him for the trainer, which is now her husband, right? But when you think about it in the context of a domestic violence survivor, he literally saved her. Like some, you know, Lifetime movie type of stuff. Like, think about who knows your body the best besides your partner. Probably your doctor and your trainer, because they're the ones that see you
right
all the time, you know, just in your sports bra and leggings or whatever. He's seeing, you know, what she's going through, coming to their home or whatever. And he's like, well, damn, like, you know, do you need help? And she done got herself out. And now all of a sudden you're spinning the story. Oh, she slept, you know, nothing but love for her. Still love and respect her. I wish them the best. Yeah, because she got out, you know? And so now that we have the context that we have, it's like, dang, he really did rescue her. And not to say that she needed, you know, I know feminism and all the stuff, but like, when you're in that position, you really just need somebody to be like, you can leave, I got your back, I'm gonna help you get through this transition. And when you think about the fact she was with him for 10 years, the amount of mental and emotional strength it took to do that,
literally,
like, that's crazy. And then somebody's commenting over here about Tupac and all the deaths and stuff. And Kim is the one that I'm not over. The fact that his wife died under mysterious circumstances, and now we have this context. I'm like, so was this some OJ stuff?
Like, they even connecting him to like Tupac murder and shit. The first time Tupac got shot too, they trying to connect him to that stuff too. I'm just
and
like,
I'll be sure.
I'll be sure.
Wale.
It's just a little while. Yeah.
The blowing up the car thing.
Motherfucking
Yo,
Kid Cudi.
They were hollering at Cassie. Who is that?
Let me tell you, it's about to be
Kid
so
Cudi.
many book deals. It's gonna be so many book
Kid
deals.
Cudi.
Yeah, it's gonna be so many book deals behind this. I'm telling you, they're gonna be
hashtag surviving Diddy.
See?
Like the R. Kelly special.
50 is gonna 50 already trying to buy some of his goddamn businesses that he can't own no more.
See, black people don't protect their own. White
doesn't-
billionaires
We
get
know
protected.
Fifth
that doesn't
Cute.
deserve to be
No.
White
protected.
billionaires
he
get
doesn't deserve
protected.
Yeah,
protection.
Craig Mack too. Yeah, what he don't and I will say the one argument that people are making that I do absolutely wholeheartedly fucking agree with is that it is fucked up that this generally only happens to black entertainers, right? There is a slew
That it
of
only ever
fucking
comes
white men
out.
that should be busted
Yep.
wide open right now. And white women too.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, I mean, Elvis and every fucking rock star from like the 70s on. I mean, there's so many white men who should right now be fucking slayed and laid because of the pedophilic type of relationships that they've had with 16-year-old girls and 15-year-old girls and grooming them and whatnot.
That's why white billionaires don't deal with common folk. They don't even associate, talk to them, nothing.
No, they all got to be in their own fucking echelon of
They
bullshit.
stay in their
I
own
love
bubble.
y'all, but I gotta go. It's past my bedtime.
Whatever. Y'all the one want to keep the conversation.
Right.
We're talking about
I
it.
wasn't
Oh, it
mad
is
at you to
45.
talk about Diddy.
You still talked about him. No, I'm just joking. But it is 145, so that's what we said. Y'all got any last thoughts on Reverend Combs? Or y'all finished?
Not
I'm
Reverend.
cool.
My only thing I was gonna say I ain't get to say is I really don't like I don't like people combining issues. So I'll listen to a lot of stuff that she was talking about. Oh, he made me shave my head and he made me. What do him being a jerk got to do with your allegations? So it was one thing that she talked
Body
about after they came
autonomy.
when they talked about he forced himself on her at a look. That's all you need to say. You don't need to say that's the criminal part that needs to be addressed and needs to get to the bottom of. If he did what you said he did when it came to consensually pressing himself against you sexually in whatever form, that's what needs to be addressed. Him making you shave your head, him telling you he want to watch while you bang out his homeboys and all that stuff.
But Quinn,
Y'all
I
did some
will say
stuff in
this.
the
I gotta
relationship
go.
that maybe
Y'all
you should
gonna
have
start
did.
back
Quinn.
up again. Y'all just like church people saying goodbye for 20 minutes.
No, I didn't listen. I
Look,
didn't get to
you
hear.
said you gotta go. We
Yeah.
ain't gotta go nowhere.
Bye.
We do
Bye.
this.
But thank you for getting on, Jaslyn. It's good to see you, Jaslyn. And side note, before
Absolutely.
Tier jump back in, free thinkers, if I ain't seen you this year, I need to see y'all within the next couple weeks. You need to
Man.
say hi, say
For
show your
real.
face, or at least
Right.
Real.
Tis the
Tierra
season.
show a picture of your face on here before the year close out. What was you
I
about to
got
say,
you.
Tierra?
No, I was gonna say shit. I done lost my damn thought. What we talking about?
I was
Diddy?
halfway taking up for Diddy and all of the other stuff that they're lumping into him being a jerk as to a reason why he should.
But it gives this is what I was gonna say. It gives
Okay.
people a visual. It actually stamps kind of a timeline of events and things that's been going on. Because I can actually refer back to that time when she was all of a
No,
sudden with a half-shaved head. So
Right.
wow, this was going on back then. And it's a form of mental abuse.
Period.
You know what I mean? A show of control. So people get to see that visual because sometimes it doesn't connect with people when they say, oh yeah, I was abused if they can't see the scars. Like now
Well, it's
you
like
get to see
here
the,
they keep receipts, right? So these are examples of
Yes.
the behavior that she's
Exhibits.
talking about. She has a long journal of things that he's done that are, mentally abusive or physically abusive or sexually abusive, because we know we can't just go to a fucking police station moments after, an assault has taken place and expect that they're going to, one, believe us, two, fucking notate and document the thing properly, or three, even go after the person that we said did this. We could do all the things right. And that was that was an argument that I made with a lot of men, which I didn't get into it a whole lot because I'm really fucking tired of arguing with men right now, or women, or men that like to argue with women, I guess, more than anything. But
That's fine.
the argument that I made was, when was the last time that you were raped as a woman? And when it happened and you reported it, what happened after that? And they have nothing to fucking go by because they've never been in this situation. They are not the ones who are generally assaulted, abused, manipulated, and raped. So it kind of goes back to how we started this whole conversation about women telling men that they're men and men telling women that they're women. You can have an opinion because maybe you're not that kind of man and you wouldn't do those types of things.
Right.
But this shit happens more commonly than people want to admit. And for her to be talked about in a way as though she's anything other than a gold digger is
That's what it
just
was
so
called.
disappointing.
Like Crystal said, Russell Simmons, he ain't coming back.
Hell no, he's on the fucking chopping
No.
block too.
He gone.
He is
wherever.
gone.
Block
He
too.
is gone. He in
He ain't
Thailand somewhere.
He ain't coming
Hey,
back
yeah,
either.
He ain't
Yeah.
Not
coming
at
back.
all.
He already know. He
Hell
finna
yeah.
for
what was
Kimora
Kimora?
alone.
What was their
Kimora
age
was teenager.
difference?
Kimora was
what
a
was he-
teenager.
But what I just was I couldn't remember what their age difference was. But yeah, she was a young teen, and I want to say he was like already mid to late 20s, wasn't he?
He's probably
Oh,
30.
he was older than that. Yeah, he was at least
30.
15 to 20 years older than her. All
Mm-mm.
right. Well, Tierra, you got a small point. I'll give you a little point. Slightly enlightened. All right, 150.
We out.
Guys, thank you everyone for tuning in. We really appreciate the conversation, the input.
Yes.
Whenever you hear this, make sure you comment, like, share, and like I said, we want to see your face as well. Keep adding to the page. No matter, even if we disagree or we try to drag any comment that you say, we still appreciate the comments and we appreciate the conversation.
I mean,
So-
you put it up there, so I'm just
Right, we
saying.
did.
You put it up
and
there.
we
gonna talk
always
about it.
give you the opportunity willingly and gladly to defend your point. You don't have to
Right.
defend yourself because we don't attack people, we attack points. So get on anytime, defend your point. And listen, it ain't that serious. We just we like talking and we enjoy having conversations and sometimes debate and sometimes arguing. It's I hear people sometimes be like, oh man, I don't know if I want to get on with y'all because y'all be going in and they get a little intimidated sometimes just by because this is what we do. It's like we just having a conversation. That's all. Feel free to just hop on anytime. But outside of that, also, if you have any ideas of things that you want to talk about, just like can't remember, was it Stephanie? Someone gave us an awesome idea a couple weeks ago, and I actually ended up running into her at the store. That was
She
funny.
told me, she was like, I thought it was cute. I was like, I forgot when people don't know, when people haven't
Right.
met actually in real life.
So yeah, just any idea, we can and will talk about anything and we'll make the conversation out of it. So outside of Tierra, you got anything? What's going on with you before we get out of here? You got any plugs?
Oh man, I'm just happy to be here. That's all my plug is. I definitely will come back and let everybody know about what businesses, but focusing right now on free thinkers and getting everybody just to tune in and people to jump on with you guys. I would love to see the All Stars come back. You know who I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah. Where you at, Denise?
I know. I was chatting with her, last week. Hopefully she'll come in. She'll come down for Christmas.
Yeah, I get it too.
Yeah.
I talk to Denise periodically.
Yeah,
She be on her so smartly on her social media sabbaticals a lot of times. So that's what's up.
Mhm.
And I actually
Understood.
ran into her brother a couple weeks ago
Oh,
down
really? Oh, how
at
funny.
a comedy show. So
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up.
all right, I'm just talking now. Good night, y'all. Have a good evening.
night,
Good night.
See y'all next week.
y'all.
All right.
I'm just talking like I'm like, all right.